Hello everyone, Kolonji Murray with Tax Assurances. Just wanted to do a helpful video for parents that are preparing tax returns for the tax season. So every year I meet with clients of all sorts, but in particular, when it comes to parents, there are a number of things that I'm going to need to make sure that we kind of put our best foot forward when it comes to the tax preparation process. So first and foremost, obviously I'm going to need the information for the children. So that includes their date of birth, it includes their social security number and their name. And if there is a dispute as to who's taking care of the child, typically someone like me is going to want to have that conversation really resolved even before they come to me. But if there is a dispute, there are a process that we would go through to kind of distinguish who, if they're single parents, who gets to claim the child. If they're a married couple, obviously it's a pretty simple, straightforward process. There are situations where it may be, from a tax standpoint, more advantageous to file separately and to file jointly. In that case, we would also look at who would claim the children. So there is that process. But as long as I get the children's information, we can go ahead and put their information on the return. Also, we would need their childcare expenses. So during the year, if it is a situation where you put your children in childcare or after school care, not tuition, not like school tuition or anything like that, but after school care, so that while you are working as a parent, they are taken care of while you're doing that work. And again, you do have to work in order to take the deduction. If you don't work, then you're not able to take the deduction. But again, if you are working, you are paying those childcare expenses. That is something that I'm going to need in terms of the tax preparation process. So what I would need is a couple of pieces of information: the name of the entity or entities that the children are going to. So whether it's an after school situation, or if it's your mother-in-law or sister or something like that, we would need their tax ID number. Obviously some people don't want to give that up, so there is that challenge. But for like organizations, we would need their name, their tax ID number, their address. And then ultimately, obviously, how much was paid to that individual or to that organization for the full year. So we want to get that information as part of the process. And then taking all of that into account, seeing if there's the ability to deduct those expenses. If the children are older, and say for instance they're in college and you're paying the tuition, there are certain education deductions that are available to parents that have children in college. So obviously what I'm going to need from the school for the child is a summary of what was paid in tuition. Most importantly, if there are scholarships or fellowships that are offsetting of that. But especially now, when it comes to tuition, when it comes to room and board, those type of expenses, I would need a summary of what that was for the year. And that way, again, we can see if there's the opportunity to take the deduction. Even after the children graduate, let's say for instance you had student loans in your name and you're taking that, you're kind of making those payments on that. That's another deduction that is available. So those are kind of the big basic ones that I would need as a tax preparer for parents that are filing a return. There are some certain special circumstances that may allow for other deductions, but that kind of gives you a good idea of kind of the basics. If you've got more questions, by all means, you can reach out. But until then, talk to you soon. Bye.